Hello, my absolutely beautiful Libra friends, and welcome to your horoscope for January of 2023. We're Libra this month. I want to remind you, we are not whipping and zipping on into 2023, okay? We're coming in. It's a nice, slow saunter across a new calendar year. Slow down. Don't overschedule your schedule. Take it easy. We're still in a relatively reviewing state of energy. Nothing is really pushing forward quickly at all. So I just want you to keep that in mind as you're looking at the 2023 energies that are available, okay? So first and foremost, Libra, we want to keep in mind a couple things. One, that we've got Mars and Mercury retrograde this month, and they will come out of retrograde, which is absolutely fantastic. And we are also going to welcome Uranus out of retrograde this month as well. But that still does not contribute to a pickup of speed of energy until we start to get closer to the end of the month, because both of these planets, all three of these planets, essentially need to get to their post-retrograde shadow energies as well, which means they're fully sped back up and we can take full advantage of them. So I just want you to keep that in mind as we're coming into January. Like, breathe, review, reflect. We're still there. We have plenty of time. And I also like to point out that in the Western astrology model, we don't begin our new year. The astrological new year begins in March. So you still have some time. Wrap up your year, okay? It's all good. All right, beautiful Libras, let's get in here and see what's going on in these cosmos. So right away, as we're coming into January on the 2nd, we see Venus entering into the energy of Aquarius. Now, this is going to light up and start to bring our attention for you to the 5th house. This is like, okay, joy, pleasure, play, children, conception. Conception is not just about babies, but conception of new ideas, maybe a new business idea, maybe something you've been needing or wanting to do or to talk about is coming to your attention. But just as much as it's this like conception of something, right? You've maybe had the conception here already and you were trying to put something out, or you wanted to put something out and there wasn't the necessary space for it in some way, right? And so now Venus in Aquarius brings you into unconventional spaces, unconventional people into your life, because Venus is an attracting in energy. It's your ruling planet energy. So you know how to work with this and receive the unconventional invitations that come to you. Remember that Aquarius is also not just ruled by Uranus, who is retrograde, so again, a signature that it's kind of slow right now, but also ruled by the energy of Saturn. So what you're building, what you're experimenting with, what you're trying out and trying on as Venus is bringing this in, let it be that. Let it be the experiment of how does this work? Try on that dress for a minute and see how it fits you. So nothing has to be absolutely solid, make it stick right now. This can be a beautiful time over this next until the 26th of experimentation for you. Now, I also like to say though that, Venus is Venus, and in the 5th house, it could be bringing romance your direction for sure. As we get to the 6th, we're going to see a full moon happening at 16 degrees of Cancer. Now, this lights up the tip top of your chart, Libra. So this is about work, your career, not just work, but your career, okay? The career as a whole, not the daily routine things going on in it, but your career as a whole, your soul level calling, the title that we call you in public. Do we call you mother? Do we call you grandfather? Do we call you boss? Do we call you director of, right? Like, what's the reputation that you carry in public that we would know you by? And even if you are unemployed, retired, whatever, think about it in terms of my reputation in public, okay? So the full moon is offering you an opportunity to end, acknowledge, or adjust, right? All of the lights are on and it's like, hey, is what I have going in my life right now, does this meet my security, nurturing, and emotional needs? Am I on par here, or do I need to make some adjustments in this area for me to be in alignment? Whatever you end, acknowledge, or adjust at this time, Libra, is absolutely supported. This moon is in a gorgeous, gorgeous energy with Uranus and that transiting North Node as well. And even though Uranus is still retrograde, it has you looking back at your life, at your career, and saying, am I on track? Does this fulfill me? right? Not just does this fulfill me, like this is the job I could see me doing for the rest of my life, because sometimes you got to have a job to pay the bills while you're experimenting and playing with the next thing you'd like to bring into your life, right? So at an emotional level, at a fulfilling level, is the work that you're doing, is the title that you're carrying fulfilling something in you? And if you end it, acknowledge it, or let it go, it is in alignment with the destiny that Uranus and this node are pulling you to. It's saying innovate. Innovate, renovate, and innovate, my friend. Renovate and innovate, okay? When we get to the 12th, we're going to see Mars come out of retrograde at 8 degrees of Gemini. Now, this Mars retrograde has been working for you in your 9th house: publishing, marketing, broadcasting, expansion, higher education, training, legal things, immigration things that are maybe going on. All of these things, your rights, your beliefs, your rituals, your teachers in your life. It's been working at this level for you, asking you to review. And you've really been under the sense of this energy. You know, we saw Mars come into Gemini in August of 2022, but we saw it begin its official slowdown in that pre-retrograde shadow energy as of September. So between September and now, what have you seen? What have you looked at? What have you seen that you desire in a different way? Did you have to learn a different strategy to get your 9th house efforts to play out? Where did you say, oh, I need more training? You know, I need to network and be connected in a different way if I'm going to move this area forward. You've really had an opportunity to review that during this Mars retrograde. Now, as Mars comes direct, you have some energy to take action on these things. But I do want you to keep in mind here, Libra, that even though Mars is coming retrograde, first of all, Mars needs a couple days to get it together. Like, to get it together, right? You cannot just run up to Mars and be like, oh my God, thank God you're awake, let's be about it. That's not going to work. Inch your way into the things that you've had this wonderful introspection around, and now you're ready to take them forward. And I really think that you will see the fullness of this retrograde cycle as we get to March of 2022. The decisions that you made, the things that you found out that you wanted, you will still be working on them at this time, even though Mars is direct. And when we get to March, the confidence and the courage that you have to actually take action in these 9th house matters, I think is so much more abundant than it is here in January. But you do get a release of energy as we get to the 12th, okay? Now, on the 18th, we see Mercury, our mental planet, our communication planet, coming out of retrograde at 8 degrees of Capricorn, okay? So during this Mercury retrograde time, this Mercury retrograde cycle in Capricorn, you've been working on things around home, family, real estate, property, your own internal psychological foundations. And what do those means? What does that mean? Maybe things around your family, your parents, your roots, your genealogy, your past, any of these things that are in the depths of how you root down into whatever you call home has really been, it could have honestly been challenged because you have to rethink it. Now, if you track yourself back to December 12th, where we saw Mercury enter into this pre-retrograde shadow time, that's a great place to start to look at, okay, what started coming into your zone? What information was showing up? What conversation was showing up? What decisions or plans were coming to your table or to your attention around your structure, Capricorn? Work, authority, how you author your own story, where you need to begin to initiate some discipline into your life or adjust discipline, right? Or maybe you're seeing the benefits of your discipline paying off at this particular time. What happened in the stories of authority that now, as we get to the Mercury coming direct, you may have some space and time that you need to get ready to make some decisions on that. Mercury will leave its post-retrograde shadow energy on February 11th. So then again, the fullness of the decisions between December and February, I think you see them coming to culmination, okay? On the 20th, we see the sun move into the energy of Aquarius, and just a day later, we're going to have a new moon at 1 degree of Aquarius. So both of these energies, of course, light up your 5th house space. So kind of back to where we started, where Venus was heralding in some joy, some attraction to this area, saying, pay attention. We're going to be having some movement over here, right? Now the sun and this new moon ask you to plant your seeds of intention. What would you like to begin? What brings you joy? What brings you play? What brings you freedom as an individual, free from even your society? Where do you have joy? What decisions are you making for your children? Are you making for your own self-expression? Are you making to find love on your own terms? Where is this very Aquarian energy presenting itself? I also think that this is a fantastic time for you to be paying a lot of attention, Libra, to your technical skills. If you are not tech savvy, if you do not have your business online, if you don't understand the online world at all, this is a great time to look at conception, joining a group to learn how to do the tech thing. We are in the tech revolution, the digital revolution. So making sure that you are a little bit current, at least with the basic things you'll need to navigate moving forward, is going to be, I think, really important for you to plant those seeds of intention for support in this area as well at this new moon. Now, when we get to the 22nd, Uranus is coming out of retrograde at 14 degrees of Taurus. Now, you've had months and months and months since May of 2022 to look at in the Taurus areas of your chart, which is the 8th house, what brings you freedom, or what has been standing on like that elephant on your chest where you have not been free in your finances, in your intimacy, right? Intimacy and assets. Where have you not been free? And this is creating a place where you're making some decisions to become more free here, to express your individuality, to absolutely innovate this area, because whatever was going on here, it was like, this is keeping me trapped, right? So think about joint resources, whether that's a relationship, a trauma, something that has like risen to the surface in you that is allowed and welcoming and healing. You know, even you as a resource, as a healer or a teacher to other people. This could be something that Uranus brought out for you during its retrograde, and now you see the pathway forward to achieve those particular assets or sets of skills, okay? Now, as we're going to close out the month on the 26th, we see Venus moving into the energy of Pisces, lighting up your 6th house space. So this is not the job itself, but it's the daily routines that go into the job, right? Like filling the stapler. I haven't seen a stapler. I'm actually just thinking about this. I haven't seen a stapler in a really long time. Maybe it's because I work from home, right? Like, so if y'all are still using staplers out there, let me know in the comment section down below. But it is about the daily routines that happen when you're working. Now, if you're a freelancer or you are self-employed, this can also be your employees and things like that that are going to start to come into attention if you needed to hire people, right? Venus is exalted in the energy of Pisces, so she is attracting with a good amount of oomph, a lot of strength here. So be intentional with what you would like to attract into your 6th house. Do you need healing? Do you need a salve on your health, including mental health and well-being, right? Are you a caretaker for someone and you need a little relief over here, a little joy, a little balance, a little play? Do you need money to come in so that you can take care of daily things in your life? Whatever it is, use this time until February 20th to tap into this Venus exalted in Pisces vibration and bring that healing, bring that diplomacy, bring that harmony to your 6th house areas, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful Libra friends, have a gorgeous month. I love you, and I will see you in February where we get to get moving a little bit more. Not all the way, but we're definitely going to have a little bit more speed than we have here in January. All right, friends, I love you. Bye.